This is your favourite station.
Pulse88.co.uk.
Yes, we are back. It is Pulse 88 Radio and it's your Drive Time Diva. I'm live on air and I am very privileged right now to have Mr. Io Gordon in the building. Welcome, sir. In the building. Yes, you are. Right. He is the founder of Millionaire Young. Millionaire Young is a movement that works with people's mindsets, also finances, tries to get you on the right road to finances, financial freedom. And also we deal with a lot of property there as well. Yeah? Correct.
But it's not just a financial thing. Obviously it's kind of like rich in every aspect, so physically, mentally and spiritually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah.
Good thing I got you in the building, huh? So yes, also Io Gordon has just put out his documentary called Breaking the Cycle. Now we're gonna touch each segment of that. We're gonna touch a bit on Millionaire Young. We're gonna touch on the Breaking the Cycle documentary. We will get into that, but I just want to start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Io Gordon.
Yeah.
Right. do make sure you do at the end of the show, at some point in your life, do check out the documentary, because it does, we actually see where you was actually born and everything like that in the documentary. But for yourself, where did you're an entrepreneur and you've got assets of a good couple of million worth, a portfolio of about 3 million. Yeah. Where did it all start? Because at some point something must have happened. What's the beginning of your journey? I know. Should we start with the music? You touch on it just a bit.
Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm here to go through whatever. So,
okay.
Yeah, we can start wherever. Yeah.
So you used to be a music producer.
Yeah.
And
I was in the game, man.
You was in the game. You was in the game fully, and you made a switch. You was very good. You was very good at what you done. Yeah. You was out there, but you made a switch. What was it that made you switch?
To be honest with you, it's just, I think having like a lot, obviously where I kind of grew up in the ends, and that was kind of like my mentality, like the road kind of mentality. And I had just different things and people around me that was kind of putting pressure to, I guess, kind of make money rather than be in the studio for, well, making nothing really. Obviously was making a lot of music, but there was nothing coming from it, so I had kind of like a lot of pressure. And where I'd seen kind of like a lot of good and positive and negative, I kind of just saw the gap where I thought, you know what, let me leave this thing alone for the moment, because I saw other ways to kind of maneuver, and I felt like I could kind of do it quicker, because I was always under something where I kind of wanted to do stuff early in life. I didn't want to be scratching around for a fiver at 30 years old, you know what I mean? So that was kind of...
And you actually was a millionaire by the time you reached 30, wasn't you?
Yeah.
That's inspirational. Yeah. Now, I am gonna, if you don't mind, I'm gonna allow whilst you're here in the studio, I will allow the phone lines to be open for anybody that has any questions or anything like that for you as well. So telephone number is 07951 497 878. Right.
Wow.
Right. So
we're here.
Right. So we're here. Right. So the start of your property investing, what was it? Something triggered. You said, right, so you switched from the music to property investing. What was it that gave you the drive? Where did you start? For those that are, because there's a lot of people that say, I want to get into property. I don't have enough money. And
of course.
How did you have savings? Is it something you started off with nothing? Or what? Let the people know how.
Well, I kind of went through like a big journey even before music, So I got into a lot of trouble, a lot of crime and stuff like that, and kind of ended up down the wrong path. So I kind of gained like a lot of experience and kind of just about hustling in general, So that kind of taught me a lot. I also worked different jobs, but no 9 to 5s, but just kind of like jobs where you work commission only kind of thing, and I kind of built up a little situation there. But yeah, I just think there's a lot of misunderstanding and kind of like a lot of myths around property, especially for me, and I guess a lot of people now. So you're going to have a lot of people that kind of think, as soon as they think property, they just steer away because they feel that they don't have the money. And I think it was back in like 2009, I went to kind of my first event, which is like a free kind of seminar in central London. And from there, I think the whole subject was how to kind of get into property investing with little money. or no money in some instances, and that was kind of what put the first seed in my head about the whole game. And then I think I came out of the seminar and I kind of just got sucked into life again and kind of ended up going down wrong roads and stuff like that again, and I kind of just forgot about property for a little while. I kind of left it alone, but it was always playing in the back of my head. So yeah, I think it wasn't till another couple years later where I actually went back to another seminar and kind of just got myself educated, met up with the right people, and kind of just started going from there really. And I just went full in.
Okay.
Literally gear 5 all the way there. That's it.
Just battery was charged up to 100%.
Yeah, I think once you get the knowledge and you're around the right people, that's going to be the key. And if you're not around the right people or you don't have the knowledge, then there's no opportunity. So
okay. So Ayo, I want to ask you then, do you, because like you said, people think about property, they want to get into it, but they don't have the funds. Like you said, a lot of people are coming from, disadvantaged backgrounds.
Of course.
Can you become a millionaire? Can you get into property without any money? Can you do that with no funds? Is that possible?
Well, what it is possible 100%. But I think what I'd say is the most important thing is kind of like your self-esteem and confidence. Sometimes when you get a bit of money, that gives you the confidence to kind of put yourself in positions where you can kind of climb. And when you don't have, so it's kind of like a mindset thing. So if you don't have money, some people they don't feel like they've got the worth. They feel worthless, and as a result of that, their actions are not going to attract the stepping stones they need. So I don't think you need it, but I'd say what you do need is to be around the right people and to get educated. If you don't have it, if you have money, then obviously it's going to be a bit easier. If you don't, it's not the end of the world. You just need to get around the right people and get the knowledge. Or get the knowledge from people that have done it already or that are successful. Okay,
so basically if you don't have the money, you need to kind of, at least you either got to have the money or the knowledge or both, basically. Is that, am I right in saying that?
Yeah, you got to have either knowledge. I'd say knowledge. If you haven't got knowledge, then you need some money. If you haven't got any money, then you need time on your hands. Because some people come and say, well, I don't have any money, I don't have any time, and I don't have any knowledge. Well, in that case, then you need to reevaluate. You need to reevaluate basically. But as long as you've got time, if you don't have the knowledge, then you can use your time to get the knowledge. And if you've got both of them with a lot of drive, then you'll end up making money off the back of that. Yeah. So that's what I'd say.
Okay. Yeah. Fantastic. So you're a mentor as well, and you work and help people, build their mindsets and get their mindsets in a better place. We're going to go into breaking the cycle because that's what I want to get into. Of course. In that documentary, you do see the mindset of some people with the crime and everything. And they grew up in a council estate, so they feel like that's it. There's no hope. And what is it about the mindset? Where is it for those people, like I said, that are disadvantaged, that don't grow up, with a wealthy background? How is it? What is it that they need to do to get their mind right to progress?
Well, I'd just say that they need to find a mentor. They need to find someone. You've got to find someone, I'd say, that's basically already done what you want to do. There's no good being around people that on the same, it's all good having friends and that, but you need to go and find someone who's actually done what you want to do and do whatever you can to kind of get in that circle, speak to them, ask for advice, whatever you can kind of do to just gain some knowledge. Even if it's like little cheap seminars or £50, £20. I used to do loads of them, so I was at all the seminars, £10, £20, all the cheap seminars I could kind of go to kind of gain that knowledge and put it into practice. But I'd just say the main thing is,
could I just stop you there as well? Yeah. And for the sake of the listeners, this is a man that used to go to the seminars and pay 10, 20 quid, 50 quid, 100 quid, and now you're putting on seminars yourself. You're putting on people are asking you to come to their seminars and talk now. As well, which is
I never would have thought this could have even been possible, but just mad how kind of the universe works, I guess. Yeah. So that there, I have to let the listeners know that because you've done it in a small space of time. Like you said, what did you say? 2009, you started thinking about property. Yeah, 2011. That's when I kind of got in and got myself educated and found my first investment basically. And then it was just, I mean, because I guess maybe even for some people listening, some people might have some experience in property already. You might have some people that have already bought 1 or 2 properties, or people that are kind of gearing themselves up for their first investment. I think one of the main things someone kind of sat me down and showed me was, look, if you're going to do it traditionally, i.e. you're going to try and save up a deposit, you know, if you're looking around London or on the outskirts, you're going to need quite a bit of money, you know, between maybe 30 and 50,000. So I'd say that if you're going to do it traditionally, it's not going to be feasible unless you're just sitting on unlimited money, which obviously most of us are not. It's not going to be realistic to kind of keep buying property after property after property. The only way you can do it in that manner or in that fashion is if you kind of do it in a creative way, which most people around you are not going to know how to do. So if you've gone and find people that have done it, I'm not necessarily saying come to me, I'm just saying go and find, there's lots of people out there doing it, and learn from them, and just you need to apply it and then believe in yourself. That's it. It's not difficult, you just have to do it. Otherwise, even if you follow the traditional road and save up a deposit, you might buy one investment, but then you're going to be stuck for a couple of years. Or you might even buy 2 properties, but then your money's run out and you've got to wait 4 years until you can pull some money out and go again. Yeah. So it's just doing it creatively, I guess.
I understand. And one thing I have learnt from the Millionaire Young movement is to work smarter, not harder. So you work smart with your money. So if you have got, like you said, 30,000, 50,000 in the bank, even if you've got 10,000 in the bank, I suppose, it's how you work that money, as opposed to, you know, you just, like you said, whether you're doing it traditionally or whether you decide to find out other routes that you can spend that money and flip it around quickly and invest it in the right things that's going to give you a great return.
What? I mean, if you're in the property world, 10, 20, 30,000, it's not a lot. It's not a lot of money. Do you know? In this game. But what I would say is that there's unlimited money out there, so rather than you trading all your time just to save up a little deposit, it's much easier and quicker if you can kind of network and find someone who's got the money. It'd be quicker to raise the money that way than putting in a shift over God knows how long to try and save the money yourself. It's quicker, just find someone else who's got the money.
So when you say, sorry for the, because I know what you're talking about when you say that.
Yeah.
But for the listener, am I just going to find someone with 30 grand?
No, it's true. And do you know what? I need you to kind of throw them things at me, because sometimes I kind of forget how someone else might be looking at it. But like I was saying, there's lots of different networking events where you can go and find people that do have money, and they'll come along and say, look, I have some money to invest, as long as you can bring an opportunity, and they kind of trust in you. So that's something you can build. You know, you build relations. So
it's about networking, and also, like you said, if you've got the knowledge, so somebody could have a lot of time on their hand and a lot of knowledge, and another man could have no time, no knowledge, but money. They want to invest their money. You work together, you JV, joint venture on something, and you flip the money around. They take their money back plus a percentage. Yeah, definitely. And
if you sit down and kind of come up with a good idea and you propose it in the right way, then you could walk into Halifax, Nationwide, whatever bank, and they'll give you a business loan, as long as you've got a good idea. Yeah. So it's no different over this side. If you find something worth investing in, which is free, because bearing in mind, if you're looking for investments or opportunities, it doesn't cost that much to do that. If you're looking at
so it's the same concept as
it's the same
bank.
Concept. If you find something worth investing in and you bring it to someone with money, then you're in the game. Yeah. So again, people, for those that do want to get into property or want to, you know, you want to maybe dip your baby toe into the property game. Or your big toe.
Or your big toe. Or your whole foot.
Yeah, man.
Whichever way you want to do it. Try and do the research. There's loads of things online. You could also check out Io Gordon online on YouTube. Is that correct?
Yeah, Facebook.
YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah,
which
Facebook
is
a little bit more active. Yeah.
Io Gordon.
Yeah.
And you've got quite a few YouTube videos out there where you talk about investing money, the mindset, and things like that as well.
Yeah.
All right. So we do have Mr. Io Gordon in the building. We will get some calls online as well. Right now it's Pulse88. It's your drive time diva, Miss Kes Sims. I am going to get a Bryson Tiller track on for you, and we'll be back in just a second.
Just give me all of you in exchange for.
Get your finger on the pulse. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Pulse88 Radio.
Join Miss Kez Sims for topics, confessions, the driver's seat, traffic, travel, and special guest. Follow on Instagram at Kez Sims.
Yes, you can follow me on Instagram at Kez Sims. You can also follow us here at Pulse88 Radio on Instagram and Twitter. And you can also follow my guest, who's in the studio with me, on Facebook and on YouTube. His name is Mr. Io Gordon. Hey. Hey. Right. We've just had about 3 calls in from in that small space of time from different people that deal with property and things like that. And I think it's a real eye-opener, because I feel like we as a people, we're a little bit stuck. If you don't grow up with a certain, background, or maybe even a certain race, or, especially, I'll say it, the black community, there's not a lot of, there are a few property owners, but sometimes it takes them to the age of, 40, 50 before they're even buying their first property. So
crazy.
It's a good eye-opener for them. And like I said, I feel like the way that you're doing it is a great way. Not to say the traditional way isn't right or it's wrong or whatever, but you just knowing yourself and what I've seen of the work you've done, there are other options and there are ways out of the cycle. Right, so we're going to talk a bit about your documentary. Tell me a little bit more about that. Tell me.
Breaking the Cycle, that's like the name of the documentary. I think it's probably been about a year in the making. Just from when I kind of initially thought, I need to kind of maybe try and put something out there that kind of like a little bit of an eye-opener. We're not trying to change the world, but just to kind of get people thinking a little bit, you know what I mean? So, it was just a bit of a awkward one where it came out at the similar time as the Gangland kind of documentary. So that was kind of like a positive as well. So yeah, it's just trying to kind of like, show different examples of people breaking the cycle, and also kind of what's really going on in the cycle still as well, for many of us really. So, and then again, for the sake of the listeners, what would you say is the cycle? That is it, that cycle of life, or how would you define the cycle? The cycle is just basically being stuck in a place you don't want to be. And generally that is the cycle. That's when I talk about the cycle, that's what it is. So you could be stuck in all sorts of different situations, but generally that's what it is. And I think if we're talking about kind of like the majority, then they'll know kind of what the cycle is. It's just being stuck in that place where you're trying to get out. You're that 9 to 5, and you can't save enough money. You can't. It could be 9 to 5. It could even be you're just, like I said, you might be on a road kind of, on the road mentality kind of thing, and you're in that cycle and you can't break that because you kind of want to go legit. Some people are in that cycle. Some people are in a cycle where they're just going to work and they don't want to be doing that, or they're doing something they don't really want to do, kind of thing. That's it. Yeah. And what? Okay, so that's the documentary. You worked alongside Jay London as well. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about how that came about, and how what made you decide to go with him. And I see 1 or 2 different documentaries that he put out, and I just thought that the professionalism and the angle that kind of he came from, I just thought, I think working with someone like this from a professional point of view, I think would add a bit of value, and what I was kind of looking for. So I gathered working with them would kind of create the right angle and of putting everything together, I guess. So that's kind of why I decided to kind of work with them, really. Fantastic. So, right, you've done the documentary Breaking the Cycle. In that documentary, you kind of show different aspects. Now, first of all, let the people know where they can find it. Yeah, it's on YouTube. So if you just go on YouTube and type in Breaking the Cycle, it's the first one that pops up. I think it's got like a picture of CCTV camera and a picture of a council block. So it's the first one that pops up, Breaking the Cycle. Okay. It's by Jay London on Jay London's channel. Okay. Yeah. Fantastic. And in this documentary, we can see you guys talking to different people. So those people that have set up their own business, like there's a lady in there. Yeah. I'm trying not to give away too much because I want them to go and watch it. Yeah. Go watch that. But go watch it. Go watch that. But you've got the lady that's sort of working
Let's get the instrumental back on. Yeah, the lady that's working, she sets up her own business. You've also speak to a few young youths as well. You try to speak to a few more young youths that don't even want to come out, kind of thing.
Yeah, of course.
But it's good to see different lifestyles through, you know, you've got, like I said, you've got the estate kids kind of thing. You've got the lady that used to live on an estate, brought herself out, brought herself back in. And then you also speak to another entrepreneur that grew up, you know, and had different struggles of life. Because everybody has different struggles. Some people grow up, you know, with a rich background, rich parents, but they still struggle.
Yeah, they're going to have their own challenges also. They're going to feel they could also end up in a cycle. So, yeah. Everyone's got their own kind of challenges, I guess.
Fantastic. Please, people, do go and check it out online. If you type in Breaking the Cycle, you will get to watch the documentary. It did come out the same time as the whole gangland thing. I don't know how I felt about the gangland thing, and I feel like the difference with your one and the gangland was kind of just showing what it's like to be in a gang, and, you know, this is what's happening. This is the life we live, kind of thing. But I felt with your one, it was kind of, like you said, you touched on the mindset as well. Like when
mindset, just kind of like adding a bit more of a positive angle to it. You know, a lot of the feedback we got from gangland was a little bit more negative, and kind of like there wasn't really like a good positive outlet
was there really
for it all. No.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know, Channel 5 behind it, and who knows what's really going on.
There are other channels available. Just saying. But but what you guys done was amazing as well. And like I said, what I did find was a bit of positive in that, what you was doing. And I feel like there is struggles that people are struggling, whether it is through crime, whether it's through, you know, the parents are poor or whatever it is. But what you're showing us is there is a way out. There is.
Yeah, 100%. But I'll just say the most important thing is kind of being around the right people. That's the number one thing, which a lot of people know, but they feel more comfortable not to break that cycle or circle that they're in. It's a little bit uncomfortable. And even for me, sometimes I'm not the fastest to go and network, but I've identified that will make all the difference.
Yeah. So your number one advice would be to network and be in the right place with the right people.
Yeah, change the circle.
Right. This is just as you've touched on that, I do want to I've had similar conversations like this with other people and friends and family and things like that, and I let them know, you know, I'm trying to better myself. I'm sorry if you haven't heard from me. I'm just trying to keep focus, and people will say things like, oh, that, yeah, but I want to do that too, but I don't want to be a sellout, and, you know,
that's going to happen.
What do you say to things like that? If somebody sort of, you know, because that is the thing, we are in a cycle, and people feel like if they're coming out, they're selling out towards their people. Like, everybody must stay in the rut together, and if you step out, you're the sellout. Now you're the bad person, although you're trying to make a better life for yourself.
Do you know what it is? Like, a lot of people, they will not even in a malicious way, but people will say all sorts of things, and like I said, sometimes it's not to be horrible or whatever. It's just that people generally want you to stay near them or stay on the same level as them. So people will come out of all sorts of different things, but I guess you kind of just got to remember that it's a lot easier to kind of just climb up to the mountain and throw the rope down to help others, rather than trying to put everyone on your back and climb the mountain. It's going to be a lot more difficult. So sometimes you do have to do that. In fact, all the time you're going to have to make sacrifices, and you're going to have to put in a lot of work and keep focused, and you're going to, you know, people think, okay, with success it's just, you know, you put in a bit of work and then you start building up. On that build up, you're going to have a lot of things trying to pull you down, and that includes people saying things. You've had it, you know, I've had it. I've lost a lot of friends as well in the last 5 years, but you've got to make that decision.
And that's part of it. Is that part of being successful then? You lose people along the way, or?
Yeah, 100%, because they're not gonna vibrate on the same frequency you are, so it's kind
conversations change.
Everything changes.
You want to talk about investments, your next investment and things like that. They want to talk about turning up, or like your conversations. They want to talk about how much liquor I'm going to drink, or
that's what it is. That's 100% what it is. So basically, it becomes a situation where you become like the water, and they are like the oil, so they won't mix. So you could either stay oil or become the water, but then they're not really going to mix.
Yeah. Which is a sad thing as well, because you always dream of coming up, but you come up with everybody that's around you. But sometimes, like you said, the frequency that you step onto is different, and they're not stepping as well.
The problem is, a lot of your friends, family, whoever is around you, they're going to say they want what you want. They're going to say, yeah, that's great, we want that, or whatever. But I don't think most people are going to want what's required to get there. They're not going to want to put that work in. So, you're going to be left with that decision, But that's why I'm saying you have to change your circle and setup, because you find people that are on that wave, and then you kind of use them, and they use each other to kind of move forward. But there'll be a lot of other people you wanted to move forward with, but it just, for whatever reason, it's not going to happen.
Okay. All right, what we're going to do, we're going to get into another song, and then we will return. Remember, guys, do check out Jay London and also Mr. Isle Gordon. Do check out their pages, but you can also type into YouTube Breaking the Cycle to check out the brand new documentary.
Check it out.
Also, do check out Isle Gordon on Facebook to check out his Millionaire Young movement. This guy set himself a goal to become a millionaire by the age of 30. He done it, can be done, and he was just like the majority of us, grew up in, what they say, council estates, or grew up with from a poor background or whatever, and they can do it. It can be done. So we'll be back. We'll be talking a bit more about that, and like I said, in the meantime, do check him out on Facebook at Isle Gordon, and on YouTube, Mr. Isle Gordon. It's Kes Sims. This is Drive Time. It's Pulse 88, and I need you to
get your finger on the pulse. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Pulse88 Radio.
Yes, we are Pulse 88 Radio, and I do have a special guest in the building. Myself is Miss Kes Sims, and I do have Mr. Isle Gordon in the building.
Yeah, we're still here.
Yeah, I do so just want to take this moment to apologise if there was any bad language or swearing in the clip I played before. So yeah, apologies people, apologies. Right, back to today's topic and what we're talking about. We are talking about Breaking the Cycle, the new documentary that was put out by Mr. Isle Gordon and hosted by Jay London. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you're a property investor. You've done the documentary on Breaking the Cycle. Like you said, in order to become successful and things like that as well, you need to get your mind right. What is your definition of success?
That's a good question. I think that's going to be different for everyone, to be honest with you. I think it's just kind of getting to a place where you feel like what you basically feel fulfilled. I think that's kind of how I would sum it up and say that. Obviously, within society, a lot of people would kind of have a default of success. For example, I don't know, buying a nice car, buying a house, or not giving up working, something like that. I guess maybe society might underline it with that kind of thing. I'd just say it's kind of getting into a place where you're happy with yourself, and you feel that what you set out to do or what you thought you could do, you've done. And I'd say that would be success in my eyes.
Okay, fair enough. I'm trying to think of what my definition of success is, and I think that's probably...
It's a great question.
Yeah.
A lot of people get kind of misunderstood, or it's a bit blurry.
Because a lot of people think, he's wearing Louis Vuitton, and he's got a whole load of... He's in name brand from head to toe. He must be successful.
Of course, yeah. Or driving a nice car.
Or he's driving a nice car, not knowing that he's struggling. He's paying that car note, and he's struggling.
And that about to get repoed.
They about to take it back. So obviously what you wear and how you dress and stuff like that doesn't actually determine your success.
No.
It is, like you say, partly a mind thing as well. Your goals that you achieve, because there's a lot of people out there that have a lot of cash, and you would never be able to tell by looking at them.
Yeah, no, definitely.
You'll never be able to tell. So I do think the mind thing, that's definitely for me, and like what I have taken from Millionaire Young so far, is the mindset thing. How I look at the world now to how I looked at it, a year or two ago, is completely different. I know that there will be struggles. I know there will be, ups and downs and things like that. But the main thing is to keep going. Well,
what else are you going to do if you don't keep going?
Quit.
And then what?
And we ain't gonna quit round here. We don't quit, baby. So quitting is obviously not an option, but not everybody has that willpower to do so.
But just remember, when people say keep going, it's like you got no choice anyway. If things get hard, you can keep going.
Some people do quit though.
No, but when you quit, you're gonna keep going, but down a harder path, or you can keep going on a different path. So it's just a case of there's no opportunity to quit. Even if you quit, life will still spin, and you'll be living a different life, but you would have quitted. So,
and what I want to talk to you about as well is, that upbringing. Most of us have had that. A lot of us have had that. I didn't really have that much pressure of you got to go university and things like that. But I know that's something that most parents push on their children. You've got to go uni, you've got do well in school, go uni, and that's how you'll become successful.
Yeah,
I just want to ask you,
it's a con.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on that?
Do you know what? I just think, we touched on it in the documentary. If you go and watch the documentary, you'll see. But I think that basically, there's nothing wrong with the uni and stuff like that. I'm not knocking it in any sense. I just think that you kind of got to be aware of what's going on though. I guess if you kind of want to do certain things, or you want to be, if you want to get into a certain field, then there's no other kind of way to kind of get in there. So
for example, if you want to be a doctor or an accountant, or
then I'd say that in that aspect, then I'd guess it's kind of a necessity to kind of have that qualification and have that bit of paper that would allow you to kind of walk into certain doors. But bar that, I wouldn't say that. Even myself, I really wanted to go uni, but when I didn't get the grades, I kind of felt that my life was over at that point.
And those are the things that will push people into crime and getting caught into doing stuff on the streets and things like that. When you you say, you don't live up to, you don't get those certain grades, you don't go to uni's out of the question now, and you've already studied for the last 10 years of your life. You're really going back to study again for the next couple of years just to get that grade, just to be able to go uni. So
no, definitely. So I just think it depends what you want to do. I think the basics of education is definitely important. Reading, writing, communication, and socializing. That aspect of education is great. But there's two sides of the coin, and I think that there's a lot of people that do channel their energy down that road and don't always end up in a position it doesn't always end up how they thought it was going to end up, or they don't always end up working in the field that they thought they was going to end up.
I know so much people that went uni for how many years, studied, and they're in debt now. They've got to pay back whatever it is each month to pay back off the uni loan. And they're not even working, like you say, in the field that they studied.
I've got a lot of friends myself, still got a lot of debt over their head, and they're doing a job that's not related with the uni course. So I don't know, I'm just saying that if you're at that point now where you're kind of deciding, should I go uni at the moment? My mum's pressuring me, I want to make my family proud. I'd say that that's a cycle, and you need to step back and analyze it and kind of realize, is this what I want? Is this what my family want? And what's more important? But just to kind of understand that if you don't choose that road, there's still a lot of hope. And sometimes there can be more hope,
And unfortunately, a lot of families that have grown like that, and like you said, they got themselves into that cycle, and it's only what the parents have taught them and what their grandparents have taught their parents, and it goes back, a good few generations, where they feel like school, uni, work, and there's no way out.
Definitely.
Right, I'm going to get into this one here. I Love the Way. This one is Shaka featuring Mr. Vegas. Let's go. AYO. Mr. Io Gordon, aka AYO, aka 43 in the building. Hey, right. So let's get that on.
This is good, man. This is good.
Yeah. Good. And I'm happy to have you in the building, because
I'm happy to be here finally.
Finally. Because this is the thing, like I said, I when you're talking, I can relate to certain things because I'm already on a certain frequency where I understand that, you know, we was just talking off air about the mindset, and was talking off air about, you know, you was just saying you're not around people that are earning 100 mil, and I'm just like, well, you've got like, people are probably listening to you thinking, right, this guy has had like, you know, has got a portfolio of 3 mil, like how can he, what do you mean? Do you know what I mean? But it is the mindset and how far you push the goalposts, and I think that what I've learned as well is that people set their goals a bit too low and they hit them. They set their goals low, they hit them, and then that's it. They chill out.
Yeah, no,
and then
course.
they become comfortable again, and then they enter another cycle. So
it's just about constant growth. That's all I think, you know. And to remember, one person's success, another person will look at it and say, well, that's nothing.
Yeah.
You know, no matter what level you're on, there will be someone who says, well, that's nothing.
Yeah.
But you can't define people's success. That's why it's hard to define success, or to look at someone else and define their success, because you don't know really what they've gone through to kind of get there. One person could do one thing today and make a meal today.
Just
another person, it might take them 5-10 years. It might take them a whole lifetime. They might not do it, but they might be more successful.
Well, you've surely shown me that when you put your mind to it, it can be done. So the mindset is real. It's like, it's amazing, because I feel like I know what you know, I'm on that journey, so I know that it can be done, and that's why I feel like it's very important to have you here and expressing that to the listeners. You set as yourself a target. You got caught up in, you know, different life. Most young males get caught up, whether you are black or white or, you know, whatever background you've got. Most of them, a lot of young youths get caught up into crime, and, you know, the cycle of being told you can't do this and you can't do that. And, you know, we grow up believing that we were limited to what we can achieve.
I think as well, I know obviously you run a hip-hop show, but I think that, I don't know how positive it is for people listening to certain artists. You know, it's kind of like it's a bit funny, because I'm not gonna lie, like when I was younger, that had a massive influence on my actions in the world, in the universe. So
yeah,
it can be, there's so many different little things that could change everything, you know. Just even like the way you dress, the way you look at yourself, the way you view yourself, the way you carry yourself. But sometimes music can influence that, so it's good to be aware. Most
definitely. And what I will say is that it depends how you look at music as well, because like you said, sometimes music does influence us. However, there's a you've got to know how to control it and channel it.
Yeah, what my point is, and I'm quite strong about this, is that you have to remember, that's me and you talking about this, we're fully grown. You know, there's a lot of people, if you look at a mind that hasn't grown and is quite vulnerable, and you put certain things into it, then it might not be able to distinguish certain things as like me and you would. So, but
that's why we're here now, because we have a lot of people that, like you say, that do listen to music. And we're not saying you mustn't listen to music. What we're saying is that you must know how to control it and control what you're actually taking in. Because for me, music, no matter how much I listen to, you know, most of these artists, some of it I can relate to, what they're talking about, the struggle and things like that, whether it's through somebody like brothers or males in my family that may have experienced that, or whatever it is growing up. But also,
you can switch off.
I can switch off from it. So it's a case of being able to gain.
Would you say you know people that can't switch off? Because I do.
There's a lot of people. There was a time where I couldn't switch off, and it depends on. And like I said, I look at the music as entertainment. You know, music is entertainment, and you've got, depending on what mind frame you want to be in, that will determine on what music I want to listen. Sometimes I have to wake up and I feel like I just want to be on a positive today. I'm going to achieve, and I will put on something to reflect that. Sometimes I might be getting ready to go out and go and party. I'll put on some party music. Do you see what I'm saying? So you'd be
surprised. There's some people that literally, that is everything. Every mood they're in is the same. It's the same thing. And that's what I guess is kind of important to highlight. Not just even with music. It could be like television, with films, playing computer games all day, Grand Theft Auto, whatever it is. You know, sometimes that can affect kids.
Yeah, of course.
Young people, you know. Of course.
I think not even sometimes. I think most times it does make kids very, very violent. I do feel like that. What I want to ask you as well is, okay, so what you've shown me is a lot of motivational videos and things like that, whether it's through watching some of your own or some others. Who is your number one motivational speaker?
Good question. I've got a few that I kind of tap into and listen to. I do like Tony Robbins. It's definitely quite strong.
Yep.
Live. I'd say Bob Proctor's another person I listen to quite a lot.
Okay.
And Brian Tracy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd guess they're 3 people. Yeah. Les Brown as well. Les Brown's a great person. We went to go and see him. Eric Thomas is great as well. Yeah. E.T.'s great. Fires you up in the morning.
He does fight. Listen, I was listening to him last night. You have to listen to it before you go to bed. Yeah. You listen to him again in the morning.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, for example, if you could wake up, start your day or end your day with that, with like Les Brown, Bob Proctor, Brian Tracy, people like that, then I think even that little ingredient there into your life could kind of make the difference.
Yeah. Well, I've lived it. I've done it. I set myself a program, and I was on that where I would be listening to motivational videos listening to motivational speeches before I go to bed and before I wake up. And the way I wake up, I'm like Superwoman. I just head out. I fly out that front door in the morning. I'm ready for the world. There's no stopping me. But again, that goes back down to my mindset. Do you see what I'm saying? So it
influences you, though. It affects you. It affects your emotion.
It makes you feel like when Eric Thompson says, when you want success as bad as you want to breathe, you'll become successful.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So all them little things are important. So it's just about what you're feeding your brain, what you're feeding your body, what you're feeding your mind, and them things there will definitely play a part. Big part.
Fantastic. What I'm going to do now then is just open up the phone line for the last 10 minutes. If anybody wants to give Mr. Ayo Gordon, Millionaire Young, a quick call, has any questions regarding property, the mindset, how to get going, how to motivate yourself, anything like that, he's the man that you can ask questions to here on Pulse 88 on Drive Time. We'll get one more song on, and then if you've got any questions, like I said, telephone number is 07951 497 878. Don't forget, also save it in your phone, write it down somewhere on a notepad. Do check out the documentary Breaking the Cycle. YouTube. Do check it out on YouTube. Type it in YouTube. It should be the first video that comes up. And you'll be good to go. All right, I'm going to get into some more music. Some Ember Phoenix. Yeah, I'm feeling some of that. Let's go. This one here is The W. And I still love this track. Slight throwback. But I'm on this vibe. Just chilling. This is how we do it. Pulse 88. Mr. Ayo Gordon in the building with myself, Miss Kes Sims, your Drive Time diva. I'm here each and every Tuesday and Thursday. But right now I'm handing over to Ember Phoenix with The W. Let's go. Pulse. This is how we do it. We do have a caller online. Hi, caller, are you there? Hello?
Hello?
Hi there. Is this Chris from Clapham?
Yes, hi.
Hi there, Chris. I believe you do have a question for Mr. Gordon?
Yes, I do. Basically, I was just wondering, obviously, hopefully it appeals to others. Obviously, we can all achieve success to a certain degree, and everyone's got to drive to achieve more, but where do we go when you don't know how to go to the next level, or you want to change direction but knowing that you still want to progress?
Definitely. So basically,
where do you go?
I think first of all you need to kind of work out what kind of thing you're interested in. So like some people it might not be property, some people it might be it might be something different. So once you've kind of identified what you might be comfortable with, and also
sorry Ayo, it's really it sounds really distant.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Hear you, but it sounds really... Yeah.
Is that better, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, basically what I was going to say is that I think first of all you kind of need to work out what you're kind of comfortable with, and what kind of field you might want to go into. Like I said, for me it ended up being property, but other people, they might not want to get into property. One of the reasons I got into property is I just looked at, when I looked at the Forbes list and all the rest of it, most people got property. Most people are in the property games. People that you might know of, but you don't necessarily know that they are involved in property. But most people are. So I just thought it's a dead cert really. But I'd say that the main thing where you kind of want to go.
It's okay. He can hear you.
Where you kind of want to go, I'd guess, is once you look into that, I think you can just Google online, you know, there'll be lots of different seminars, workshops, or just kind of online nowadays where you got the social media. There's a lot of people out there that are doing things, so they could be doing things in property, and I guess if they're not celebrities, they're quite approachable, you know. You can drop someone a message, but I'd say like seminars, that's where I started with property. Go to seminars, it won't be long before you start chatting to people, and one thing will lead to another. That's within property. If you're doing something else, then I'd say kind of find workshops or find people that have the results, get around them and just listen to what they say, and like literally as gospel. If they're telling you things, don't say, oh well, question it, or it's not gonna, are you sure? Just find people that have got it, the results, and listen to what they say. Where you can find them, if you, like I said, if you go online, and just maybe even Google like whatever it is. With me, it was just property, so I just Googled property events near where I live, like free or cheap property events, seminars, and just went down to them and just started meeting different people, and networking. So I'd just say kind of Google online whatever it is you're interested in, find people that have got results that you want to get. If you're going and speaking to people that don't really have results, careful, because they'll always have things to tell you, but you don't necessarily want to always listen to people that don't have the results. So I'd say go and find them online. Just Google it online in your field, and just go to workshops. Most of them's free, or they're not a lot of money. So I'd just say do it. It's not comfortable always doing that, but that's kind of what you got to do, really.
And can I just add to that as well, sometimes it's also about taking the risk and stepping out of your comfort zone as well. A lot of the time we want to do this and we want to do that, or we go to a seminar, like you said, you paid a lot of money for this seminar, that seminar, whatever, to get yourself, you know, the knowledge, the education. And what one thing you have showed me as well, Io, is that, you know, people will be happy to spend, you know, $9,000 a year on uni degrees, but won't want to spend, you know, a few £100 on a course that lasts 24 hours or 2 days or whatever it is, to gain the knowledge on what it is they want to do. So that's a big kind of thing, really. A lot of people, they accept that you have to pay 9-10 grand a term for uni, which doesn't guarantee anything, but then people don't want to invest a few £100 or grand or whatever it is on the other side to kind of educate themselves. They look at that.
Papa,
yeah. Hi, Chris. Hi, yes. Thank you for your call. I'm sorry, we do have to go. We've literally got about 2 minutes left in the studio. I hope that really helps you with that feedback. If you want more information, I
think I'm going to phone him and pick his brain.
Okay, fantastic. Also, obviously, check him out on Facebook and everything like that. But thank you so much for your call, Chris.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you. Thanks. Take care. Bye.
No, thanks.
Okay, Straight Vibe says, good show and very informative. We also have another person here trying to that want to give over the information. A lot of people's trying to holler at you, man. Right, yes. Any last minute information? Obviously, we want people to go and check out Breaking the Cycle on YouTube. Breaking the Cycle, documentary by Io Gordon and Jay London. And also do check out Io on Facebook, Io Gordon. You see him there in a nice blue suit by the River Thames. Anything you want to add, share, give advice to people that are trying to get out of the cycle? What can you give to them in the last, literally?
I think the main thing I'd kind of say is, if you get a chance online, I'm assuming most people are online, just add me. If there's anything you want to ask me later down the line, just hit me up on Facebook or whatever. I'm quite approachable, so yeah, drop me any questions you got and I can kind of answer them accordingly, really. So, and that's one thing that you have done, is helped quite a lot of people as well, which is fantastic. Well, those that want to be helped, I think.